I'm Carl Taylor.
And I'm Urs. Hello.
And welcome to another broncolor how-to video.
Exactly. Carl, you set up a big diffuser, and above the diffuser, softbox, white panels left and right, looks like a super soft diffused lighting.
Yes, I'm trying to create a scene that looks like a designer's desk in their workplace. The set that I've got here has sort of technical drawings and plans and drawings for different types of spectacles and glasses, plastic color chip samples, all the sort of things that a designer who might design these glasses would have on his working studio desk.
Okay.
Now, often in these working studio environments, it's overhead lighting and it's kind of soft and flat to give them a nice clean area. So that's what I've tried to replicate here, but this is not really the shot that I want to take. What I wanted to do with this particular how-to was demonstrate how effective broncolor modifiers are at changing mood and emotion.
Absolutely. So we do the same set with two completely different lighting.
Exactly. So we're going to go from this very sort of bright and broad technician's looking lighting desk to a very much more emotional, early morning, moody, dramatic shot by introducing something that looks like early morning sunlight coming through the window of the office rather than the office illumination. But I thought I'd set this up first so we can do a direct comparison between one lighting setup and another lighting setup.
Quick overview on this one.
Yes,
what
absolutely.
You set up, how you did it?
Well, quite simple. We've got this, as you say, very large diffuser. I've got the camera coming in on the stand just to get a plan view overhead. And I have two lights. And the reason I've got two lights is these little plastic chips are glossy, and I'm able to catch the reflection of this light in these chips and this pair of glasses, and I'm able to catch the reflection in the glossy plastic here from the other light. So just by moving the two lights around, we can affect which parts of glossy plastic catch the light. And then by changing the height of the lights above the diffusion, kind of spreads it out a little bit more.
So it's on my left, it's a bare bulb, and here is the softbox. Quick word about that?
Well, just simply on this side, I wanted the lighting just to be a little bit softer and wider to spread into more of this area. It was a little bit concentrated before, so the softbox helped diffuse a little bit further. And then what I see as well is a mirror additionally? Yes, I was having a little bit of problem here. I like to bring the eye into the picture from the left-hand side, from the lower left, and this corner piece of the plastic of the glasses was dark, so I'm taking this mirror, which is taking light from here, bouncing into the mirror and giving me just a patch of light in that corner of the glasses.
Just a little highlight there.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll show you the shot with each light independently, and we'll cover the mirror to show what the mirror's doing as well. Let's just take one of them off.
Okay, so it's the bare.
Yep, and we'll let the power adjust, and let's take that shot. So in this shot, you can see that the illumination is on the left-hand side of the glasses and on those color chips on the left. And if we swap to the other light now.
Done, ready.
And we look on this shot, and on that light, you'll see that all of the lighting is on the plastic on this side. So that's why you can't make it with one only light. Exactly. You'd have to put it central, and then you wouldn't get any glow here or here. So the two lights, you can even add more, 2, 3 if necessary. More pockets of lights, Exactly. So if we go back to both lights on at the same time, and that gives us the glow back in here. Okay, so we'll just take the mirror away now and let our viewers see this little detail we're talking about just on this corner of the glasses here. And we'll see without the mirror, we lose that little patch of light down there, which you see is necessary. That just adds a nice little catch light. So that's it for a very clean, simple sort of designer's desk look. But now I want to change it completely different atmosphere and demonstrate how different lighting modifiers can change the mood.
Super interesting, yeah. So this looks nice and a lot different than before.
Yes, yeah.
The main light is a fluter with yellow gel and it's very far away.
Yeah, as you know, obviously inverse square law, if we have a light too close, we're going to have a lot of bright intensity here, and then the exposure will be falling off very quickly.
Right.
But if we move our light far away, then the exposure transition is much more gradual, so it would basically look more similar to sunlight, which is what we're trying to do.
Right.
We know that with the sun being so far away from the Earth, there is effectively no fall off of light. It's
Absolutely,
kind of equal. So we need to replicate that, because what I wanted to do here was change from that very technical, bland, flat lighting to something a little bit more dramatic and emotional in that sense. So we're going with an early morning or late evening sunlight, and the designer has left his tools and things on the desk. We've potentially got some sunlight breaking through a window, potentially even through some curtains or something like that. And as you can see, I've added in some gels. And as well as the yellow and orange gel on the fluter to create the warmth of sunlight, we've just got these mild sort of magenta-y gels here, either side with a little gap between, so the orange light is coming through the middle, creating a shaft of light to emphasize the products, and then a little bit of pinkiness light which looks kind of delicate and it's a little bit fantasial either side, so we kind of concentrate that beam there.
And I think it was very interesting to see, because the fluter has a certain size, so it's not a point light source, which is always hard. So you played with the distance of the filters to the setup. The closer you get, the sharper we have these shadows, or let's say the color shifting.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
if you take them further away, closer to the fluter, they will be softer again.
Yeah,
so you can adjust this very precisely with the distance.
Yeah, they diffused out more. We messed around moving them back and forth and found this to be about the right distance, where this feathering was just about right. There is one other important light which we're going to demonstrate in a second, and that's actually just what I call a sort of global illumination fill light. But let's take the shot first with just the fluter. So at the moment it's a one light setup, and I'll just capture that image first. So as you can see here, we have the warm light from the fluter, and we have the gels either side that we just spoke about. But what we look at, when I look at this picture, the problem for me with it is it's too dark and threatening, the shadows are too deep, and to make it a little bit more romantic and actually a little bit more realistic, as you know, quite often in the shadows with natural light we're getting blueness in the shadows. So I've added another light over here, and that light is bare bulb. Obviously we make bare bulb, make sure that the subject cannot see the bare bulb, so it doesn't cast shadow, so I've got it pretty much above it. And I've just made a little custom made blue gel which wraps around the bare bulb and goes over the top.
Just a word about the modeling light up there.
Absolutely. It's a plastic wrap around the bulb, so keep your modeling light off, otherwise it's going to melt.
Exactly, and it blocks as well the air circulation up there completely, so modeling light is an absolute no-go if you do something like that.
Yeah, totally. So no modeling light, but it's okay for a burst of flash. And it's just a mild blue gel, but it will make a huge difference to this shot. So let's just put that light number 2. So we are now at just a simple 2 light setup, and we take the shot, and there'll be a dramatic difference there. And it almost, it makes the magenta, the pinky, even a little bit more beautiful by adding a bit of blue in there. But the key thing is the amount of blue it brings into these shadows, which makes it look a lot more natural than that. And that's the sort of final mood and feeling I wanted to get in the shot. And I think the interesting thing about this is that if we take that shot, it's exactly the same set, exactly the same model, but a completely different feeling to the shot from this shot. So it just shows how we can use broncolor modifiers and different modifiers to create different mood and different drama.
Just one idea about the fill-in light, you know, I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's almost the only way to fill in a scene like this, because we have a dominant shadow from the main light, and even if we have something soft, like a softbox, we would immediately get like a secondary shadow, obviously in a different direction.
Yeah.
So this light is even softer than the biggest softbox because it's completely diffused, so it does not create any secondary shadow at all.
Exactly. So it's not coming from any particular direction, it's coming from every direction.
Yeah, exactly. So that's perfect.
Yeah, so no, I'm happy with that. And as I say, I think it's a good demonstration on how we can use broncolor modifiers to change atmosphere and mood.
Wonderful. Great result.
Okay, I'm Karl Taylor.
And I'm Urs Recho.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.